Welcome! I'm back with part 2, where I show you can build a nice, good, comprehensive Xbox 360 collection without breaking the bank. Got another little pile next to me, got some nice cheap games, quite a few of them console exclusives. I've also gone for my most expensive game on the Xbox 360 to date. I've been a big spender. I'm going to show you them all today. And I'm going to begin with a fantastic Microsoft exclusive franchise, which is the Fable games. I've got Fable 2 and Fable 3 right here. They both cost me £2 each at CEX. Absolute bargain. Now, I've only so far put a few hours into Fable 2, but I've got to say, it is absolutely brilliant. I really like how you're just in this fantasy world. It reminds me a little bit of Zelda to a degree. And it's a typical RPG story where you start off as a penniless nothing and build yourself up into a hero. But it's how you do it that I really enjoy. The big thing that I like here is you've got a morality style system, a bit like in the Infamous games, but obviously a completely different style of game. Do you want to be a bad guy who just takes what he wants and kills civilians just for the fun of it? Or do you want to be good, moral and kind? These choices aren't just there for the fun of it, they actually have an impact on the world, how the people within the world treat you, and on the whole game. So it's a very comprehensive morality system that has real impact on your entire experience on a game which came out in the late 2000s, which is quite impressive really. I haven't got into Fable 3 yet because I want to do 2 first, but I'm assuming it's along the same sort of lines. I don't know why there's not been a Fable game since 2012's disastrous Kinect game. I've not bought it, I've got no intention of buying a Kinect, but I've seen enough online to know that it wasn't well received. This really could have been Microsoft's Zelda franchise, given enough time. But I did find out when making this video, they are making a new Fable game. It's due to come out in 2026, so it'll be 14 years since the last one. Let's hope it's good and sells well. Revitalise the franchise. And as we're on a Microsoft exclusive franchise theory, I've got some more entries in one. Forza Motorsport 2, 3 and 4. I hope I'm showing these in the right order. Forza is Microsoft's premier racing franchise. It's their equivalent of Gran Turismo. Now, I've only played one of these so far, but I did play them back in the day. I had all the Forzas because I'm car mad and I love racing games, so I've got quite a bit of experience with the franchise. I would say compared to Gran Turismo, it's probably a little bit more arcadey, whereas Gran Turismo focuses more on the simulation. But that doesn't mean it's a bad thing, it just means it's different, which is good if you think about it. I actually, in some ways, prefer Forza for short gaming sessions because it is a little bit more arcadey. It lends itself more to sort of 15, 20, 30 minute gaming sessions. There's only Forza Horizon that I'm missing for the Xbox 360. I'll pick it up in time. It's not very expensive. Speaking of prices, Forza 2, £1.50. Forza 3, £2, and Forza 4, £4. Bargain, bargain, bargain! Side note, as you're on YouTube anyway, when you finish watching this video and pressing like and subscribe, sorry, got to say it, type into the YouTube search Forza Jeremy Clarkson trailer. Really, really enjoyable to watch. I think you'll like it. Moving on. Now I have a almost console exclusive. Bully. I got this for £15. It's actually come down in price a bit at CEX to £15. I got this off Vinted for 15 quid when it was still 18 or 20 at CEX. But anyway, the reason I say it's almost a console exclusive is it did come out on other consoles. It came out on the PS2 and it might have come out on the GameCube. I can't quite remember. Let me know in the comments if you know the answer to that one. But of course the PS2 and the GameCube are 6th generation consoles. If you want to play it on a 7th generation console, which in theory should be the best version, being newer technology, you can only get it on the Xbox 360. I actually played through this around Christmas time. Really, really enjoyed it. I forgot just how brilliant this game is. Obviously it's a Rockstar game, so you expect it to be good, and it's quite infamous as one of the Rockstar games everybody wants a sequel to, but will probably never get a sequel to. Can't recommend this enough. It is great fun. Another third-party console exclusive. This time it's a space action game. Dark Star 1. Or to give its full title, Dark Star 1 Broken Alliance. Ever since I played Wing Commander on the PlayStation 1, I've loved space combat games. I also like things like Ace Combat set on Earth as well. A lot of space combat style games can be criticised when it comes to story. However, this has actually put an awful lot of effort into it. You're exploring, I think it says on the back here, over 300 alien worlds, whilst you're uncovering the mystery behind, well, I won't say what because I don't want to spoil it for you. You can also fully customise the Dark Star 1, which is nice to have, and again quite advanced for the generation it was in, when you see just how many options you've got to customise it. And of course the gameplay, the most important part, is just fantastic. You're flying through space, you're exploring, or you're getting into dogfights whilst using alien weapons to destroy the enemy. If you like space combat simulators and you want one that's got a little bit more depth to it, don't sleep on this one. It was £6 and there's a lot of hours of gaming here and a lot of fun to be had. It's not a game I hear talked about very much, so could almost be a hidden gem as well. As we're around the halfway mark, let's go to my most expensive purchase. Cheapskate here, who likes to normally pay less than a fiver for a game, spent 20 quid on this. Deadfall Adventures. I actually bought this brand new back in the day and I've got very, very fond memories of it, so I'm really keen to get it and replay it. It's very much Indiana Jones, Tomb Raider inspired. You're playing from a first-person perspective. It's a first-person shooter, whilst you're also exploring locations, linear locations I should add, and there are some light environmental puzzles as well. You're playing as a descendant of Alan Quatermain, who you may be familiar with, a character from fiction. He's originally from books, there's been TV shows and films based on him as well. In fact, the last person to play Alan Quatermain in film was Sean Connery in The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. It really depends what you like. If you're looking for a game of the year, you're not going to find it. But if you want something that's just out and out fun from the very start to the very finish, and a game that you will want to replay just because it put a smile on your face, I highly recommend Deadfall Adventures. I'm completely biased to the genre it's in, I know that, but I think it's great and the reviews were far too hard on it. Back to my normal price range now, a £2 game. The first Dead Rising. I'm sure we all know what to expect from a Dead Rising game now. Loads and loads of zombies that you can kill in all sorts of imaginative ways. The first one, if you want it physically, you can only get it on the Xbox 360. You can get the sequels on the PlayStations as well. I've already got the others on PlayStation that I could get, so I just wanted to complete the set really by having the very first one. And for £2, for a game that started a current still going franchise, why not? I mentioned how I like air combat fighter plane style games when talking about Dark Star 1. And I mentioned Ace Combat. Well, I found another game which I'm hoping is similar. Over G Fighters. It cost me a whole £2.50. It looks very much like Ace Combat. I dare say that the world is based on the real world as opposed to the fictitious one from the Ace Combat series. You're seeing the trailer and therefore you're finding out about the game as much as I currently know. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but it looks really good fun. Can't complain about the way the graphics look. Gameplay wise, it looks exactly what I want. If this plays half as good as an Ace Combat game, I'm going to be a very happy Big Jim. That's all I want from it, and I sincerely hope it delivers. £2.50 though, if it's not quite as good, I'm not going to lose sleep. And now I'm going to get to a few multi-platform games which are picked up either because they were cheaper on the 360 or simply they just happened to be on the shelf where I was. And I made a bit of a mistake with one of these, see if you can spot it. These two games, I'm going to show them both together, are two of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games. Can you see the obvious mistake? Wasn't paying attention in the shop. I know a reprinted cover's not the end of the world, I'm not going to bother changing it, but I wouldn't have picked it up if I'd have known. The one with the reprinted cover was actually the dearest one at £6, and then this one was £5. I just love the Turtles. They're pure nostalgia to me. I'm yet to play a Turtles game I don't enjoy. I've got them all the way from the Game Boy up to the Nintendo Switch. I don't own every single one, but a selection from each of them. They're pure beat-em-up fun. And I think some of the best beat-em-ups made are TMNT games. All I really want from this is some solid combat and some wisecracks and turtle power. Another multi-platform here. Medal of Honor Airborne. If you're not familiar with the Medal of Honor series, you'll probably struggle to believe that this was a very strong, dare I say, equal competitor to Call of Duty once upon a time. It's now a dormant franchise which hasn't had a new entry in far too long. I think there was a VR game talked about recently, I don't know if it ever came out, but certainly a mainline console title. This is one of the last. And there was constant competition between these two titles, which is better, Call of Duty or Medal of Honor. Call of Duty only really separated itself substantially when it released the first Modern Warfare game, and that seemed to propel it to higher and higher heights while Medal of Honor sunk. It's meant to be good fun. It's a World War II first-person shooter. I've played plenty of Medal of Honor games in the past, so I know what to expect, and as long as it delivers a decent first-person shooter experience, that's all I want from it. And it was just £3. And my last multi-platform game, Splinter Cell Double Agent. There was only one Splinter Cell game which was an Xbox 360 console exclusive. I talked about that in part 1, link on the end screen. I just got this on the 360 because it was £1.50 and it was sitting on the shelf looking lonely, so I picked it up. I've often talked about how much I like stealth games. My first stealth games were the first Metal Gear Solid game on the PlayStation 1 and the first Splinter Cell on, I think, the original Xbox. I had it. And ever since then I've been hooked. I love stealth games. They're awesome. I find myself playing games now and going towards the stealth approaches because it's just what I like. Haven't played this one yet. I do own it on the PS2, but I just haven't got around to playing it. I figure being on the 360 rather than the PS2, it might be maybe a slightly better experience graphically. Either way, it's Splinter Cell. And I've never played a bad Splinter Cell game. And there's only this and one other which I've not played yet. So, high hopes. And now, over to you, wonderful people. What do you think of my pickups here in part 2? Anything that you've played and highly recommend? Anything that you didn't like? Or any games you would like to suggest? I do have at least one more part, maybe 2, it depends how many more games I've got at the time when I go to record it. And I will be putting out different types of videos in between. I'm not turning into a pickups channel, but this is a journey I'm enjoying going on, and I wanted to take you wonderful people along for the ride. And also, if you're thinking about collecting for the 360, but you've heard about prices going up and maybe a bit of negativity, I'm hoping to show you that you can still get some fantastic bargains on one of the greatest consoles of all time. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, etc, etc if you want to. If not, I sincerely thank you for your time, and I'll see you soon.